Hey, what's going on YouTube? Find Some Green here. Today we are going to discuss this week's coming roster update. We're going to combine Warming Up Wednesday with just a roster update video. So for today we've got a couple of guys that are flying under the radar. We've got some pretty interesting bronzes that have a chance to go into that silver range where we can put them into your exchanges or use them for the silver to gold exchange really cheap and guarantee profit. There is a chance that one of them might actually go gold. We'll get into that in a second. All right, here we go. So we are going to start off our day. We're going to start off our day in Boston, and we are going to talk about Duran Duran. And yeah, his price is way up there. Here's the thing. 78 is obviously what he is now. Inside edge is at an 81, which shows you plus 16 contact and plus 16 power to lefties. But because of the fact that it's also the fielding and speed update, I don't know if 900's enough. Like, yeah, 900 is going to be an 82. He might actually be able to go higher than 82. And here's why. So since the update, he's got a 289 batting average. Okay, he's got a 289 ISO. He's hit 5 home runs. He's got 7 doubles, and he's got a triple. You know, those are all. That's 13 extra base hits. He's also flying high off of the All-Star game. But when you go over to like Baseball Savant and you take a look at his other metrics that aren't his hitting stats, SDS kind of lives under a rock, and you'll see that a couple times as we go through this. He's in the 95th percentile for range. He's in the 95th percentile for sprint speed. He's in the 100th percentile for base running value. He's in the 93rd percentile for fielding run value. His outs above average are a 7. There's a lot of room for him to grow there defensively. Now, I don't know if it's going to push him to diamond, but I think it could push him above an 82. And if you don't want to buy in at 900 because of how much room there still is, then you could always go in and use the app, of course. But you could go in, use the app, and maybe drop an order in somewhere between an 80, an 81, and an 82, and then wait for the order to backfill. You know, if you're feeling ballsy, go for it. I think I actually will. I'm not sure yet. I just started looking at him tonight when I was getting the video ready. Because it was supposed to just be Warming Up Wednesday. Typically, we don't talk about guys that are that high above their quick sell value, but he's just too damn good not to talk about. Moving on, we're going to the Yankees. It's going to be a quick stop. We're going to talk about Anthony Volpe. His price is considerably low, and here's why. He's not hitting great, and he hasn't been, but he is hitting better. And over his last 7 games, he's hitting 308. He's got a home run. And it's still not great for the season. But they're screwing this man when it comes to his defense and his speed. And it's not because I'm a Yankee fan. I mean, obviously, I already knew going into the season that they were screwing him. He's a Gold Glove caliber and Gold Glove winning shortstop. But for his fielding range, he's in the 99th percentile. For his base running value, he's in the 98th percentile. For his fielding run value, he's in the 97th percentile, and his outs above average is an 8. They gave him 79 fielding with 73 reaction, 73 speed, and, well, 56 arm, although Baseball Savant says his arm's not that great. So he might not get an arm increase, but he should definitely get a pretty hefty fielding and speed boost. And if he doesn't, well, they just don't know their ass from their elbow. And that's pretty much where we're going to go with that one. Now, moving on, we're not really talking about anybody in Tampa. The person that I want to talk to you about in Toronto is George Springer. Right now is a 72 overall. So, George Springer is an interesting case because since the last roster update, he has hit 7 home runs. He's hitting 361. He has 14 total extra base hits. His contact numbers are in the 40s. His power number is in the 40s. It's pretty bad. There's a lot of room to grow there. You can see the plus 17 contact and plus 17 power versus right. Push him up to a 76. There should be plenty of room there. Now, his fielding is a 70, and his arm is a 73. But if you go to Baseball Savant, his fielding run value is only at 69%, which isn't fantastic. But his range, the outs above average, is at 86%. His arm strength is in the 69th percentile, and his sprint speed is in the 78th percentile. So there might be a little bit of room there for speed. There might be a little bit of room there for fielding on top of it. I don't know if he actually gets the gold, but he should get a pretty hefty boost. Your worst case scenario right now, he's a little bit above quick sell, because anything between any bronze is 25 for quick sell. But the minute you get to 75, it's 50. Okay? Your worst case scenario is that he doesn't go gold. You buy in at below 50, because that would be the base for him to get to 75, and he goes up to like a 77, and then you've got 77s to put in the player silver gold exchange that you literally bought for pennies on the dollar to do it. Moving on, we're going to talk about Luis Robert really quick. The community doesn't like him very much. SDS doesn't seem to like him very much. I have 100 of them, and we've been talking about him since the last warm-up Wednesday we did before the All-Star break. But since the update, he's hitting 286 with 4 home runs. There might be a little bit of room there, and he's at quick sell. I don't know if he's done anything to force himself down again, but I'm looking at it like there should be minimal risk there. Now, again, it is SDS, so it's possible that things don't work out. And he is striking out at 33% a clip, but his vision is already at a 38. I mean, it doesn't really get much worse than that, honestly. The next guy to talk about is going to be Jack Flaherty. Jack Flaherty, he's on Diamond Watch. The interesting thing about Jack Flaherty is going to be the simple fact that his Ks per 9 are down, and his hits per 9. No, I'm sorry. His Ks per 9 are down. His walks per 9 are up. He pitches today against Tanner Beebe and the Guardians. If he has a fantastic start, he's probably going diamond. If he doesn't have a fantastic start, you might want to start cashing out now, considering how high he is. At least that's my initial thought on it as I was looking into him. Moving on, we can talk about the Royals. Bobby Witt's Bobby Witt. He's really close to quick sell. He's got a chance with the fielding update to push over into the 90 plus category. It's hard to make stubs on diamonds, especially on high diamonds. Eventually he'll fall out of circulation if he does go over 90, and that might work. But it seems like they keep pushing out those live series sales, and it just keeps pushing people's values back down. So, I mean, it's entirely up to you. Carlos Correa has been playing pretty well for quite a while now. I don't have the numbers on him. If you want to take a look, we can take a look real quick. I'll bump Flaherty's numbers off. So when we're talking about Carlos Correa, now for anybody who doesn't know, in order to check stats over the course since the updates, I use Fangraphs, and then you go to Game Log, and it'll tell you what he's done for the season. So for the season, he's got 13 home runs with 51 runs and 47 RBIs and batting .308. All right, so let's see. Since the update, we're going from June 27th up until, it doesn't matter as long as it's past today's date. He's hitting .319 with 5 home runs. He's only striking out 10%, and his walk rate is at 9%. So yeah, he's definitely got potential to go up. I have not pulled his defensive metrics, but hitting wise, there's a decent chance that he's going to go gold. The gentleman that we really need to talk about is Byron Buxton. And I know we were talking about Byron Buxton before the last update, and they screwed this poor man. They did absolutely nothing for him whatsoever, which was really odd to me. Well, I shouldn't say that. They fiddled with a whole bunch of his numbers to keep him at his 78. Unlike Ellie De La Cruz, which they did nothing to. But specifically for Byron Buxton, since the update, he's got 5 home runs. He's driven in 13 runners. He's got 7 doubles. His ISO is at a 386, and he's batting 368. The crazy thing is, not including tonight when he went 0 for 5, Byron Buxton, who is normally, let me see if I can't find it real quick. Byron Buxton is not, he's not a good hitter. And I say that, I don't mean any disrespect to the man. He hits for power. He's fantastic in the field when he's healthy, but he does not hit for average. That has never been his game. He's a career 243 hitter, and that's including what he's been doing this year. But for this specific season, he's hitting 277 right now on the year, and he's hitting in the high threes since the update. He's got 55 and 70 contact. Yeah, 55 and 70 contact, and he's only striking out at a rate of 15%. I don't know if he had laser surgery for his eyes or what, but he's definitely seeing the ball much better this year than any year past, it seems like. 78's definitely low. He's funny in the sense that because of how high his fielding rating already is, if they bump any part of his fielding rating and they give him the proper amount of offensive boost that he deserves for the way he's playing, I think there's an outside shot that he backdoors into diamond. Now, I'm not saying that because I own 371. It's like I'm just hoping it's going to happen. His numbers suggest that his offensive stats deserve a considerable boost. At this point, you could buy in and still get in before the threshold that he would be at for just an 80 overall. So there should definitely be stubs there to be made. Or like the other guys, you can always do the back order and backfill and wait for the market to come to you with the sell now orders. Moving on, we could talk about Altuve for a minute. He's not hitting for a lot of power, but he still is hitting 300. His contact numbers are already up, though. I don't know if there's any real room there. I mean, he only needs a +5 and a +5 to get to 83. You might be able to squeeze 82 out of him, which would give you a little bit of profit if you wanted to. Zach Neto is kind of, he's terrible defensively. He's not getting any help with a defensive boost, and he's hitting okay. I just have him because I bought him when he was on the low side, and I need to put him into the silver to gold exchange. I got him when he was still in that 74 range. Same with Logan O'Hoppe, which he's okay, but I don't remember him being fantastic since the update. Brett Rooker was on the radar. He's still kind of on the radar. He's actually been really hot, but I don't know if he gets to 80 or not. We can go through the rest of the list and then we'll double back. George Kirby and Logan Gilbert are both going to be on potential Diamond Watch. Gilbert just pitched tonight. He had a pretty solid game. And I'm not sure if Kirby's going again or not. I would just monitor both and see. Gilbert's not pitching, and Kirby, actually, is Kirby pitching? Where is, no, Luis Castillo's pitching. So Kirby will not be pitching again before the update. If both their numbers touch 3,000, sell and get the hell out, and then just reload on the backfill. I mean, that's what my plan is going to be, because I got him on the backfill. I got him for 15.20 when they ran all their sales last week and all the packs that were in the programs that they gave us. Moving on, we have to talk about Tanner Scott. Tanner Scott hasn't. Oh no, let's word this properly. Tanner Scott has walked, I believe, one batter in his last 8 appearances, but Tanner Scott has thrown a no-hitter. And when I say that, he threw 9 innings, 9 consecutive innings of relief appearances without allowing a hit. So I'm going to load up because there's no reason why he shouldn't be back in the gold. He started the year off as an 84. And yeah, he had some serious control issues, but it seems like he's got all of that under control at this point. And I plan on buying a lot more. I have other orders in for him right now. It seems like everyone's starting to pick up on the fact that he's doing that, because my order is down to like 187, and clearly I'm looking at 300 orders or close to it before they get back down to mine at this point, which is unfortunate. But I was a day late. Now, everybody knows that Frankie Lindor has been playing exceptional baseball. His price already indicates the market believes he should be going diamond. Yeah, there's not much to say there. If you're in, you're in. If you're not in, either get in now or put in your back orders, because he's been playing well. The guy that no one really seems to be talking about at this point is not Brandon Nimmo, but Jeff McNeil. And Jeff McNeil, you can get in dirt cheap. Like, dirt cheap. He's still above the 25. But, it's not that big of a deal. Apparently, I lost all my data on Jeff McNeil, so bear with me a second, guys. Because this one's actually kind of cool. And the reason why I say that is you can buy in for under 40. And he's at a 74. Right? And because of that, he's not going to get any type of defensive help whatsoever. That's not happening. There's no way that's happening. He's a liability as a defender. He should just probably lay down in the outfield and hope the ball hits him. No disrespect, Jeff. But yeah. So anyway, he's only hitting 254 since the last update, but he does have 5 home runs. Although he might actually have more than that. Bear with me a second. I swear he just had a decent game against the Yankees tonight, because the Yankees, God forbid, could actually beat the Mets in the Subway Series and win the series for the season. But yeah, there's that. So let's see. He had 5 home runs. He was hitting 254, and he hit another home run tonight. So he's got 6 home runs for the update, and he was 2 for 3 tonight. He's at 33 stubs. If they bump him to a 75, again, it'll take you 10 of those to put into your gold to the silver to gold exchange. So it'll cost you 330, and the worst case scenario is you're quick selling at 400. If he gets past the 75, then you have to put in obviously less, and it'll cost you less per entry. I've already got 100. I'm putting in more orders as soon as this video is done. I'm loading up on him, and I'm loading up on Springer, and those are my 2 guys that I'm really going after. Now, with that said, really quick, we're going to stop off and we're going to talk about Aaron Nola, who's going for quick sell. Nola has 1 more start, I believe. Yes. So Aaron Nola is facing off against the Twins tomorrow and Steven Oker. He hasn't been terrible. He was actually pitching considerably well, and then his last start was not the best versus Pittsburgh. However, since the update, he's given up 21 hits over 23 2/3 innings, which isn't great. But his strikeout numbers are way up. He's striking out 11.4 batters per 9, and he's only walking 1.14 batters per 9. For perspective, for the season, he was only striking out 8.66 batters per 9. He was walking 2.02 batters per 9. There's some serious growth there on the K and the walk side. It's just a matter of how hard they hit him on the hits per 9 side. But it'll be interesting to see how he pitches tomorrow. If he pitches lights out tomorrow, then he's a definite buy. I'm already 400 deep, so it is what it is. There's not much else I can say about that. Moving on, you've got Jake Irvin. I'm planning on unloading Jake Irvin from my inventory. He's already selling for gold. Jake Irvin's interesting because his numbers have stayed pretty flat since the last update. His last start just now was great. He went 7 innings with 7 strikeouts and only gave up 2 hits. However, for the entire course of the update, It has not been fantastic. I might hold, but as we've talked about in prior videos, I'm a big proponent for getting out while you can and putting your invested money back in and being able to either buy more or at least hedge it where you buy back what you already had sold but already made profit. So when I say that, I'll either buy back in at 180 because I think I got in at like 159. So I can guarantee myself 200 on each card, and then I can take the money that I made for sure and then just put it back in. But I'll probably just backfill because, I mean, why wouldn't you? Let's see. Who can we go to next? Oh, so this is a good one. And this is one that nobody, well, I can't say nobody, they're starting to talk about him. But Hunter Green is a man who's been pitching pretty possessed. Okay, so over his last 4 starts since the roster update, he's got 24.2 innings pitched. He's only given up 11 hits. Yeah, 11 hits. He has given up 9 walks, but his walks per 9 already suck at a 51. The funny part is that he's actually lowered his walks per 9 because I think they were like a 3.6, and he's down to a 3.2. But over the last 24.2 innings, he has struck out 30 batters, which puts his Ks per 9 at a 10.95. He's going for 71 stubs above Quicksell, and I don't know why no one's talking about him. I really don't. And, you know, I could be completely wrong, but all of his numbers suggest that his last 4 starts have been an improvement. So I'm not sure why no one's on him yet, but we're getting there, I guess. Ellie De La Cruz, they owe this man so much. Literally did not touch a single one of his stats. Nothing. Not a thing. They didn't touch his power. They didn't touch his contact. They didn't touch his vision. Nothing last update. I literally nothing. Like, I don't understand. Just a travesty. I think they forgot to do anything for him, kind of like they did with Luis Robert back, I think it was 2 seasons ago, or it might have been last season. I can't remember. All I remember is they forgot, and then they re-pushed the button, and all of a sudden he went from being a gold to a diamond, which was awesome for everybody who had him. And I was kind of hoping that it was going to be the same now, but it wasn't. They just didn't bother to update him at all. So, since the last update, and taking into consideration that he did absolutely everything that he was supposed to, and they did nothing that they were supposed to, he's hitting 291. He's got a 291 ISO. He has 13 total extra base hits with 3 home runs, 4 triples, and 6 doubles. If you'll bear with me a second, I guess we can pull up his fielding metrics to see if he's going to get a fielding boost. Because his 67 fielding and 53 reaction are pretty terrible. Okay, so here we go. And this is where he should shoot up considerably, as long as they get their head out of their ass. His base running value, he is in the 91st percentile. His field running value, or his field run value, he's in the 89th percentile. His range, his outs above average, is in the 96th percentile. His arm strength is in the 91st percentile, and his sprint speed is in the 100th percentile. He's not going to get a speed increase. They might mess with his arm just a little bit, depending. I don't know if they will or not. But his overall fielding should get a considerable boost. And he should get some sort of a hitting boost. And yeah. Now, granted, he's 1,000 stubs and he's 400 stubs or 450 stubs above where his quick sell value is. But if he goes diamond, it doesn't matter. I don't know who everyone else is talking about. I would imagine not all the people are talking about Ellie at this point, or if they are, they're not valuing it the same way that I am, there's a chance that he could pop pretty big. And if he does, and his price is where it is now, if you're near a console, get on it. Buy as many as you can because they're going to go flying off the shelves. With that said, Christian Yelich is Christian Yelich. Everybody's in on him, around him, thinking about him, possibly here, there, and whatever. Bryce Turang's been okay. We've been on him since he was a low silver or a high bronze. I said I was going to ride it out for the fielding and the speed update because I've got him on my fantasy team and he's been playing pretty well for the most part. I wasn't actually planning on talking about him, which I know seems to be a bit of a thing for this video. There's been a couple guys, and I apologize for that. We're putting it together later than I would have liked, but still making sure that we get it together because I promised that I would stay up with this stuff. And last week was the All-Star break, so there wasn't much content to make in terms of rosters because there weren't any games being played. And now we're just piecing it together the best we can. So Bryce is hitting like absolute dog shit. He's hitting under 200 since the last roster update. He's got 1 home run. It's not pretty in that regard. I don't know if fielding's going to be able to save him. And you might actually all watch me quick sell him as soon as I pull this up. Or Google could decide to crash and not let me pull it up at all. There we go. Okay, so for his sprint speed, he is in the 94th percentile. For his range, he is in the 82nd percentile. And for his base running value, he's in the 71st percentile with a fielding run value of the 69th percentile. Yeah, I'm just going to go like that. And it's worth 78,000 stubs, and considering I got them all for 40, I'd say I did pretty good on that. No sense in holding on for nothing. Skeens is Skeens. The man's on top of the world. Top of the world, toast of the town, take your pick, whatever phrase you want to use, he is the shit right now. Brian Reynolds is tough because Brian Reynolds is almost the shit, but he's not quite the shit, and here's why. He's hitting 325 since the update. He's got 5 home runs since the update. He's got a double and a triple, so he's got 7 extra base hits. Not as many as you would like to see, but the man has still stayed relatively hot since his crazy hit streak and so on and so forth. The problem is that when I say he's not the shit right now, his fielding, he basically is taking a shit in the outfield. There's no other real way to put it. The only thing that might save him is going to be his arm strength, because they have his arm strength at a 60, and his arm strength is in the 80th percentile. He won't probably be getting much of a speed boost as he's in the 67th percentile, and his range, the outs above average, is a -10. Yes, I said that. -10. There will be no real fielding help to push him up to diamond. It's going to have to be all hitting if he gets there. He should still probably get an increase, but I wouldn't be surprised if he either gets a decrease in defense and fielding, or if he gets absolutely nothing. But it's bad. His fielding run value is in the 1 percentile. It's bad. I mean, he used to be really good back in 19, 20, and 21. In the last 3 years, I don't know what happened. But in terms of fielding, he is definitely not him. Interesting one to talk about really quick that seems like no one's in on. I've been buying him at 902. Is Wilson Contreras. Because Wilson Contreras, while the Cardinals have not been the toast of the town this year, Wilson Contreras is hitting 307 since the last roster update. He's got 5 home runs, 2 doubles, 13 RBIs. He's striking out at 25%, so his vision is not going to get much help. But he does walk at 16%, which it'll help a little bit. But the cool thing about Contreras is this. His speed's at 38%. He's not really going anywhere with his speed. But his blocks above average is the 81 percentile. His caught stealing above average is at the 63rd percentile. His framing, it doesn't matter because they don't count that. And yeah, so here's the thing with the blocks above average. His block rating is a 62. Yeah, 62. So there's a chance he's going to get a boost from defense, and he should be able to get some sort of boost from his hitting. He's at quick sell. I don't know if he goes diamond, but he could go 83. He could go 84. He should be going up. Ryan Helsley he's tough to read. And the reason why he's tough to read is he doesn't stop walking people. Like, he's walking almost 4 batters. And yeah, I think he's actually doing a little bit better right now. But on the whole, he has just been, I don't even know. But I see people investing in him, and we're gonna take a quick look again, because I wasn't gonna talk about him. We usually talk about guys that are going up. I don't know if he's gonna go up. So for the season, he's walking. No, sorry, we'll start with this. For the season, he's striking at 10.47 batters per 9. He's let up 33 hits over 43 innings, and he's walking 3.77 batters per 9. Since the update, his Ks per 9 are down to 9 batters per 9 innings. His walks are down to 2.57 batters per 9. But he's given up 4 hits over 7 innings. I don't know if that's enough to push him up. Like, I'm not sure. The 9 strikeouts, that pretty much leaves his 74 where it is, if not lower than what it would have been. And his walks per 9 might be okay. His hits per 9 aren't that great. You know, but people are there. And all I'm saying is just buyer beware with that shit, because I don't know. Moving on, yes, that's right. It's Christian Walker again, because we always have to talk about Christian Walker because SDS hates this man. Absolutely hates this man. I don't know if he stole one of their girlfriends, or if he stole their lunch money when he was at school, or maybe I think he played for South Carolina in college. Maybe they hate South Carolina, or maybe South Carolina beat their favorite team in the College World Series or something. We're just going to fill out some buy orders while we're talking about him, because he started really hot after the update. And I know he hasn't hit a home run in forever, but he still has 5 home runs during this update. And last time, the complaint was that he wasn't hitting for any average, and that he wasn't hitting for enough power either. Well, this time around, he's got home runs against righties and lefties. And he's hitting 296 since the update. At some point, they have to let this man free. He's been locked in 84 overall hell forever. Absolutely forever. And if you look, to get him to an 87, it's +9 contact right, +9 power right. We're just trying to get to 85. Like, we're just trying to get to 85. I don't know. On top of that, he is in the 99th percentile for his outs above average in terms of range. He's in the 97th percentile for his fielding run value. He's not going to beat anybody with his arm strength, so don't expect that. And his sprint speed sucks. But there might be something there to give him a little push that way. All I'm saying is that there's no reason why he should go down below 84. Again, like we always talk about, and you literally can buy him at quick sell. And I'm going to buy like 300, because why the hell not? Staying in Arizona, we are going to talk about Mr. Suarez. As you can see, I own 600 of them. You can buy them at 25 stubs a piece, because nobody cares about Mr. Suarez. Now, he already has gold defense, and I didn't pull up his defensive metrics for this one. But the whole thing is this. Since the update, he's hitting 304. And he's got 5 home runs and 4 doubles. his contact and power numbers all look like ass. At 25 stubs apiece, if he goes to a 74, he's going into my exchanges for Team Affinity on the 2nd. If he goes to 75, we're going straight to the silver gold exchange like we talked about with the other guys. I'm not going to go through it again, but it doesn't matter, because anybody who's a bronze quick sells 25. So if he doesn't go past 74, if he gets 74, yeah, TA. If he gets to 72, quick sell him back. Just quick sell him back. Like, what's the difference? Or use him for TA if you want to. It doesn't really matter. If he goes over 74, bang. But, like, yeah, his numbers are atrocious on the game. But in real life, he's hitting 304 with 5 home runs since the last update. That's pretty much where we're at with that. Brenton Doyle, man on a mission. He's been playing exceptional baseball since the update. We talked about him when he was all the way back down at, I think it was 700 stubs 2 weeks ago. Yeah, he's at 1900. I hope you guys got in. Tovar is, I think he's hitting like the 250 range right now. It's not great. His defense is okay, but looking at his defense metrics when I was taking a peek, it pretty much lines up with where he is now. I don't know if there's any room there at all. And I've had Charlie Blackmon for a while, so it's not like I'm storing him and not talking about him. I didn't even bother to look him up this time. The Dodgers are the Dodgers. I don't have anything on the Dodgers for you right now. The Padres, Jurickson's not hitting great at the moment, and his defense is about as good as Brian Reynolds. If you're hoping for more, it probably ain't happening. Jackson Merrill, which we talked about when he was all the way down at 135 stubs, he went all the way up to like 600. Now he's settled between 355 and 492. There's if you're in already, you're in. If you're not, you can backfill your orders. Manny's just kind of sitting. Arise hit a home run tonight, but I'm not completely sure. And then don't know if I have any Giants for you or not. That might actually be the end of the guys to talk about. I feel like this was an exceptionally long video, probably because we had to include some defense, and because I had to go search for some guys that I wasn't planning on talking about to begin with. With that said, if you made it this far, I can't believe you actually made it this far, but if you did, please consider leaving a like, clicking subscribe, and hitting the naughty bell. It helps defeat the algorithm. I am going to be doing, I told you, baseball content. Still, we are filtering in some college football content. There will be some Madden content. For anybody that plays a show, bear with me. If you're playing both, then we'll get you there on both to help you make coins. It's kind of the thing we do here, you know. But other than that, as always, I appreciate the time. And until next time, have a good one.